All right, before we get too far into feelings, I want to go back and remind you where we're at here, okay? And we're in, and how this relates to the tabernacle here. I'm sorry, there's so much information in here. I got to try to pace it out and get it in the right order without running past stuff. So bear with me for a little bit. I know this can get tedious, but remember the last Thursday we talked about Nebuchadnezzar raising up an image in the plain of Dura, right? Anybody remember what Dura was? It was a circular dwelling place, right? All right. And Dura was where? It was in the province of Babylon. And province means sphere or circle or realm, okay? So you have, close that circle, man. You have the circle inside the circle. I mean, we talked about the four faces of Ezekiel's will, all right? And also another aspect of that image was a circle inside of a circle, okay? So bear with me. All right. You enter in through the gate of the flesh into the outer court, okay? I'm going to show you the tabernacle real quick because it's important. We're going to move on to something else. Move into the outer court. All right, you come in through the gate into the holy place, and you have the veil, have the holy place and the holy of holies. Okay. All right, outer court, inner court, holy of holies. This is going to be important. Remember this outer court ring here, because we're going to come back to this. I'm going to lay this foundation real quick. So you're in the outer court. What pieces of furniture are in the outer court? Anybody know? You have the altar of sacrifice. And the brazen laver, right. You have the altar of sacrifice, and it has how many corners on it? 4 corners. All right. I'm going to show you the altar right here real quick. You deal with, at the first corner, with your flesh. Second corner, your soul or your emotions or the things that cause you to sin. You deal with your sin, the things that cause you to sin. You deal with your nature. And then you become a new creature. And you offer that new creature on the altar of sacrifice, okay? Next piece of furniture is the brazen laver. If you look down, if you look at this circle inside of a circle, it's an overhead view of the brazen laver, a big bowl at the bottom, a little bowl at the top. So, remember when we're talking about the circle here, we are in the outer court, okay? Everybody clear on that? We're good? We're in the outer court here with the brazen altar and with the laver. Okay? Now, I want to go back to this part here. How we talked about last time, you bring your body, your soul, and your spirit into order, and you follow Christ, right? Okay? So what does this make right here? If you look at this, a cross. But what else does that do? That makes a yoke. That makes a yoke for 4 oxen there, for 4 beasts, okay? A yoke. All right, if you look in Matthew chapter 11, I want to go here before we start killing the rest of the cows. But chapter 11, verse 25, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. 11, 28, and 29, and 30. Did I say 20? 11, 28, 29, 30. So you come to Christ, and you take His yoke upon you, okay? So what's required for you to do that? You have to make a conscious, deliberate decision here in your mind to go and put your flesh under submission, put your soul, your emotions under submission, and your thought processes under submission, and connect yourself to that yoke. All right? It's really interesting. I'm going to show you something where God took me with this. All right? If you go back to Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. Everybody should know this. John, you can probably quote that right out of your head, can't you? It says, after this manner therein pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us. You know this prayer, right? Okay. When you do this, when you make that conscious, deliberate decision to bring your body and your soul and your spirit into submission, what you're doing is you're going back and you're taking the crown, the rulership, the kingdom, the dominion, the domain over your being. You're taking that back. All right? In the prayer it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Let me show you what you're doing here when you do this. Real quick, go to Revelation. This lit me up when I saw this, man. Revelation chapter 4. Revelation chapter 4, I'm going to start in verse 8. This is John the Revelator seeing, getting a glimpse inside of heaven, standing there in heaven, and he sees the beasts around the altar, around the throne of Christ, and they're singing. It says, and the four beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. And when those beasts gave glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne. They cast their crowns before the throne. If you want to talk about bringing heaven to earth, this is a true form of worship, just like they're doing in heaven. You take the crown back, the dominion back of your body, of your being, and you bring that crown and you give it to Christ. You roll it to his feet just like the 24 elders are doing. You're coming and saying, your will be done in my life. It says in earth, not on earth, in earth, in earth. We're earthen vessels. You're asking for Christ to come in and rule your life, have his way and his will in your life. So you roll your crown, just like the 24 elders do in heaven, to the feet of Jesus and ask for him to be your Lord. That's true worship. That's the worship that takes place in heaven. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come. All right? Good? Nobody's even excited about that. That's crazy. Oh. So you have a way to access. You have a way to worship God just like they do in heaven here on earth. You take that dominion, you take that crown, and you give it to him. You yoke yourself to him and go where he leads you. Just like the beast, none of these faces ever turned. They went wherever the head looked. They went. That's the way the beast and the wheels went. So now that we know that we're in the outer court, we know that there's the brazen altar there, we know the yoke, we have the oxen here, and we know there's fire there, so let's go ahead and slaughter that cow and have a barbecue here, all right? We're going to move into, and when you get in the meat of the word, it's different from the milk. The milk you can take and the cow can live, all right? But if you want to get a T-bone, you got to kill the cow, okay? So we're going to kill some sacred cows here. That one about the experience with God or faith has nothing to do with feelings. And we're going to talk about that and how wrong that is. All right. Let's look at feeling for just a minute. Feeling. What does it mean? What does feeling mean to you? I know you've got a definition.
Bobby?
I know you've got a definition of it.
I do, but I'll
wait and see.
I'll hold on to it. Go ahead.
Any emotions? All right. Let me flip that. You going to the back? All right. I just stood right in front of the camera, didn't I? All right, feelings. What you got? Emotions. Anybody else?
Sensation.
Sensations. Anybody else?
Expressions.
Sensations is incorrect.
Love is a feeling. Sometimes.
Put sensations over here on the other side of the chart.
All right. That's not really where I want to go with this.
Yeah.
All right.
Sensations is incorrect.
All right. Let's just go here. Let me just give you the
Feelings.
definition.
What's a feeling?
What?
It's a what? Let me hear it.
Thought that little
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
exactly,
what it is.
a thought that moves you to
It's
an
a
action.
thought that moves you to an
Wow.
action.
But aren't feelings more than just thoughts?
Interesting.
Because, like, I mean, when John said sensations, that was the first thing that popped in my mind.
No,
Those
you
feelings
have
do cause a...
no, you have senses and then you have feelings. Sensations are of the senses. Emotions, feelings are of emotions. Totally two different categories. One is material and the other is immaterial, the two basic components of mankind, material and immaterial. That which you can see, feel, hear, touch, smell, that's material. However, emotions
Are immaterial.
are immaterial.
Okay, my definition of sensations was different. Because to me, sensation has to do with an inside thing, too, not just what
Well,
you feel with your senses.
I'll show you how that
To me, I
connects.
mean,
I'll show you how it connects in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
When we get there, I'll show you how that connects. How about this? It's a to be aware of, to have a conscious mental reaction to something, a conscious mental reaction to something.
Excellent.
All right. Or to experience something or suffer. Suffer. That's a big word that's linked to feelings. So I'm just going to put suffer up here. So how did Christ learn? Though he was a son, he learned through
Things which you suffer.
the things which he suffered. The things which he suffered. So he learned through the things that he felt. All right? Everybody good? Notes written, ready to go? So your feelings are definitely connected to your emotions, right? Your emotions. If you get your feelings hurt, someone has affected your emotions and caused something to happen, a disturbance in there, okay? So let's look at emotions real quick. Let me give you a dictionary version of this. Emotions is the affective aspect of consciousness. Affective aspect of consciousness. A lot of big words. A lot of big words. All right. Let me give you some synonyms that go with emotions. Disturbance.
Tell them what a synonym is.
Means the same or equal to or synonymous or, same nature.
All right.
Is that good enough?
Same family. Right.
Chord. Ring. How about excite? Vibrate. What does that sound like to you? These are all action words.
Sounds like music.
Sounds like music. Sounds like an instrument, does it not? Playing a musical chord or a horn or striking up music. It also sounds like a voice. A voice. A voice. Very important that you know that your emotions have a voice in you. A voice. Okay? Your emotions have a voice. You see it right here. In the very definition of the word, it has all the makings for a voice. It has the disturbance, the vibration, the movement, the excitement there. All right? Huh? Oh, what? It's got your emotions have a cell phone?
No, it was dangerous.
Oh, yeah. That sounds just a lot like a cell phone, doesn't it? Well, yeah, they kind of do. All right. Let's look for just a second at the big words in here so we can define this and know what we're talking about here.